Start the recording. Fabulous. All right. So good morning, everyone. And my name is Jen Coyle, and I'm the STEM Enrichment Officer for the Queensland Minerals and Energy Academy, or the QMEA. So at the QMEA, what we generally would be doing was we would normally be out at schools holding face-to-face sessions and running activities. However, obviously due to COVID, that's not possible at the moment, and wasn't possible last term either. So in place of those types of face-to-face engagements, we set up a series of webinars that we ran last term, and we'll also be running a few more this term, just to connect students in schools with the industry representatives who work for our sponsor companies. So today we are very lucky to be joined by an industry representative from Evolution Mining. So we'll be hearing from Matthew Lewis, who's the Supervisor for Fixed Plant Maintenance out at Mount Carlton, so just down the road from you guys at Air. And before we do get going, I will also introduce you to Phil Moller. So Phil has just joined the team this week, so Monday was his first day, and he is going to be the Vet Enrichment Officer here for QMEA. So hopefully he'll be getting out to schools towards the end of this term, and you will actually get to meet him in person. So Phil's just popped in to have a listen and to say hello to you all. Now, before we do get going, I will just say that there will be an opportunity for you guys to pose questions to Matthew as we go through. So while we're going along, if you have any questions for Matt, just pop those into the text box or the chat box, and I will ask those of Matthew, and he'll try and answer them. But yeah, that's about it for housekeeping. So I'm going to hand over to Matthew to tell us a little bit about what he does, who he is, and how he got to be where he is. All right, so over to you, Matthew.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm Matthew Lewis, Mechanical Supervisor for Fixed Plant at Evolution Mount Carlton. I started my apprenticeship for quite a few years ago as a fitter and turner, and come out of that and going into the workforce. I started in workshops in Townsville, and then slowly merged into mining. So I've been in the mining industry since around 2004. My trade involved fitting, machining, welding, and those sorts of things. That's about it for that.
And so, what was something, when you were at school, was doing an apprenticeship always something that you thought you would do?
I always was interested. Coming from a farming background, I was always interested in fitting and turning and welding and stuff like that. So I had quite a lot of prior experience before thinking about starting an apprenticeship, and yeah, that's sort of how I come about it. And it's a really good career pathway and a good stepping stone for for your future.
And so at the moment, so I said that you are the sorry, I'll go back to your title. You're the Supervisor for Fixed Plant Maintenance. So whereabouts, what does your role involve? And so if you just tell us a little bit about, obviously, you started off as an apprentice and now you're a supervisor. So if you just talk us through, how you got to where you are.
So basically, I started as a fitter on the crew, and then I slowly progressed into the supervisor position came available. So I progressed into that role, and I'm still in the role at the moment. So that role, just to outline it a bit, I look after a crew of 6 people. So I've got 2 apprentices. I've got 1 adult apprentice and 1 junior apprentice, and a crew of tradesmen. And we look after fixed plant machinery over at the mill, which processes the ore into gold.
Right. So basically, your role to keep everything moving, essentially.
Yeah, in a nutshell, yeah, we keep everything running and keep the business moving forward in the area we look after.
Right. And so in your role as supervisor, that means you obviously oversee the workload that everyone's got and making sure everyone's, working to their capacity.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. And would you say, with technology changing and the way that obviously technology is evolving, have you seen that it's had much of an impact on the work that you guys do in the workshop?
Yeah, absolutely. It makes the workplace a little bit more streamlined with speed and efficiency. It's it's a lot different to, say 10, 15 years ago. Everything's a lot more streamlined, as I can see. Manufacturing and communications better, which helps the business process quite well.
And can you tell us a little bit about, is it more so just in, as you said, it keeps it streamlined? Is it more like computer systems and things like that that help with that, or what are some of the technologies that you see in the workshop?
Yeah, a lot of it's manufacturing, as I said, and communications. Machinery is a lot more advanced these days. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, okay. So obviously in the audience today we have students from Airside High School who are in years 10, 11 and 12.
Yeah.
And so potentially some of those students might be thinking about going down the apprenticeship pathway. What sort of skills would you sort of look for in an apprentice?
Probably someone that's punctual, well presented. Yeah, someone who's keen to step out and be a leader, and is interested in progressing their career in either the mining sector or somewhere else.
So it's not necessarily, you're not looking for specific types of technical skills. You're looking more for those personal type of skills.
Yeah, that's right. Like we provide full training for them, and obviously when they go to TAFE, they get the appropriate training. So yeah, we got basically looking for someone who's keen and who's interested in furthering their career in that in the industry, whether it be fitting or welding or being an electrician or so forth.
And so you mentioned.
Sorry.
You go ahead, Phil.
Okay, Matthew, is it for Year 10s who are considering subjects for next year?
Yeah.
Is it an advantage to them when they're applying for an apprenticeship that they may have done some senior ITD subjects in 11 and 12, like engineering or construction? Is that a bit of an advantage? Do you look at that and go, okay, these guys are experienced?
Yeah, definitely would be. Say, some schools they call it manual arts, and I'm sure they got different names for it now to when I was back at school. Yeah, definitely. If they're interested in getting into whichever trade they're interested in, they should do work like that, like manual arts or what you suggested there.
Yeah, because you can do Cert 2 in engineering and Cert 2 in construction and
you
manufacturing.
can.
So,
and you can do also you can go out on your own back and you can get working at heights, a forklift ticket, stuff like that's very highly regarded. So if you've already got that those sort of tickets, we would sort of say, they're obviously keen to step into the industry, and if they've already got these tickets, well,
they're a little bit ahead.
Yeah, exactly. They're ahead of the eight ball. Definitely.
And so for those students who are, considering applying for an apprenticeship, what advice would you have? Any hints or tips that they might, possibly think about when applying?
Create a resume. Probably one. Have that ready to go. So if you do come up to reach the application stage, you've got something outlining. It takes quite a bit to to get a resume done up correct, I believe. What else could be? Present well if you do get an interview. Be enthusiastic. Be punctual. Probably knowing what it takes to stand out from the crowd. Yeah.
Yep. They're all good. And can you give us a bit of an idea of what a day in the life of someone in your team might look like? What's the sort of stuff they get up to on a standard sort of day?
So we get up quite early in the morning. So we work on an 8-6 roster, 8-6-7-7. So you do night shift as well, but that's mainly for the senior tradesmen. The apprentices just do your day shift 8-6 roster. So we come in on a bus, get checked into the camp, and we start work. We come in and do a handover. We start work around, say, 11 o'clock in the morning. I'll give out the works orders to the guys, and then we finish the day, go back to camp. And the next day we come in quite early in the morning, so we leave site around 5 o'clock in the morning, and we finish 5:30. So it's quite a long day. We do preventative breakdown maintenance on crushers, sag mills, flotation circuits, pumps. Yeah, it's quite a varied work. Yeah.
And so would you say, I guess, the variety is probably one of the bonuses of your role, and something that you enjoy?
Yeah, it's not. It's never the same stuff every day. It's always quite a bit of variety involved. So, you could be working on a water treatment plant one day and crusher the next. And if you got a breakdown in between, you could be leaving both jobs and going to another job. You got to multitask in as well. So, yeah, it can be quite challenging, but quite rewarding at times too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It sounds be good that you're always never know what's on the agenda when you get up every morning. So that's always a bonus. So what would you say are do you have any lowlights of your job, things that you don't particularly like?
Yeah, getting up early when the weather's cold like it is now, it's not very pleasant. They're probably the main things for me. I'm sure the other guys have got probably something different to say, but I'm not a real good at getting out early, but I'll make it.
I don't think anyone is. So.
No.
Matthew,
so I've got a question here. Oh, sorry. You go, Phil.
Just a quick question.
Yep.
When you talk about your roster 8-6, can you just explain to the students what that actually means?
Yeah. So that's eight days on. You're rostered at work, and then the 6 days is 6 days off. You get 6 days off, and then you come back on your eight days, and then 6 days. That's how the roster. It's a rolling rotational roster.
And just how long are the days again?
12-hour days.
12-hour days.
Yeah.
So one of the questions from Ayr State High School is, what apprenticeships can you get at Evolution?
So currently we have a fixed plant fitter. So he'll become a mechanical fitter and turner. That's what we've provided at the moment. There's no other apprenticeships available at the moment. So that's pretty much it at the moment.
Do you ever offer any other types of apprenticeships, like historically or potentially into the future?
I've been here for 5 years, and the only apprenticeships we've offered is fitting and turning. On the mechanical side, electrical hasn't had an apprenticeship yet. Apprentice through their workforce yet. It may be an option in the future. And diesel fitting, I haven't heard of anybody being over there, but I'm sure they're open to suggestions.
Yeah, and I guess it's important to remember that Evolution has sites elsewhere elsewhere in Queensland and also elsewhere in Australia.
Yeah.
So yeah, so generally you can apply for you know, put your name down for an apprenticeship, and then you might get to go to one of those other sites.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So Phil, have you got any other questions? And also at Ayr State High School, if you've got any more questions, make sure you put them in the chat box.
Matt, I have a question for you as regarding when should students think about, you know, contacting Evolution with regards to applying for an apprenticeship?
Basically, the apprenticeship should be advertised, so it'll be on either SIG on the website, or it'll be in local newspapers. So if something pops up there, then you'd be, you know, encouraged to apply via them sites.
What about time of the year? What's the, like, when do you normally start advertising?
Well, it just depends. Like, our current apprentice is still registered with us, so it wouldn't be until he'd finished his apprenticeship, which wouldn't be till next year, that we'd be looking for somebody.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not. I couldn't give you an exact time or day.
Yeah. But you don't start looking for, you know, apprentices around this time of the year to start next year. Like you say, you had vacancies available for 2021. When would you start looking at trying to find someone?
Probably prior to the previous apprentice finishing. So then it'll go to the HR recruitment, and then they will start the process from there.
Right.
And another question about the apprenticeships. Someone from Ayr State High School has asked, does Evolution offer bonuses at the end of the apprenticeship?
Bonuses?
Yeah, so some companies offer you or give you a lump sum payment at the end of finishing your apprenticeship.
I'm not really sure on that, but I don't think so, no.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so I'm just aware of a couple of companies that do that as a bit of a, you know, a sort of a carrot to get people.
Yeah.
To apply. Yeah.
So basically, as far as I know, when they do leave, if they've got annual leave still accrued, they'll get paid out for that.
Okay.
So you'll get paid for your annual leave.
Yeah, okay. Another question, does Evolution put on Year 11 students?
Yes, I believe they would. Yeah.
Would that be in a holiday type of capacity?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Oh, sorry, yeah, I think my connection's not very good. Would that be in a holiday work type of capacity?
Holiday work capacity, did you say?
Yeah. Would that be where they would apply, where they would employ Year 11 students?
No, I don't think so. No. As in?
No. Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Didn't understand the question.
I think Matthew, they're wondering, do you have to finish Year 12 to get an apprenticeship, or if you apply for an apprenticeship, if you're good enough, you're good enough? Is that right?
That's
you're good enough
correct,
to get the job. You're good enough no matter what year level you're in.
Yeah. So Donovan started when he was, I think he was 17 when he started. He actually finished high school, but yeah, definitely if you hadn't finished high school, you'd still be a possible candidate for the role.
And are you able to do work experience for students, or is it not really safety-wise set up for that?
It's not really safety-wise set up for it, but we have done work experience here with the QMEA. Yeah, just depending on how we're going at work here, but we have had the students here before for a look around and a little bit of work experience. Yeah.
I think I was going to say, I think my audio is better, but I don't know how good it is. No, so now, Ayr State High School, do we have any other questions? Yes, we do. Are there requirements for maths and science students to complete in Year 11 to attain an apprenticeship? So have you got requirements for maths and science?
Yeah, definitely require a pass in maths maths, English, and science. That'd be your basic ones. Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know from talking to other apprentices that yes, they didn't realise how much maths was actually required when you're doing your apprenticeship as well. So
Yeah.
something that's like definitely keep in mind.
I'd suggest they keep studying with their maths if they're falling behind a bit, and yeah, definitely it's highly regarded.
Mm. Yeah. No, excellent. Okay. So Airstate High School. If you've got any other questions, put those in the chat box. Otherwise, we might start wrapping it up. So I think I don't know how good my audio is.
Not too bad now, Jen.
Oh, is it better? Is it? Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, I mean, if you do have any other sort of questions about the resources sector or about getting, what types of roles are available in the resources sector, it'd be excellent for you to go along and check out the QMEA website or the QMEA Facebook page or Instagram page. So on those different channels, we always are posting different apprenticeship opportunities that are available. And we also have an excellent resource on careers, which is on the Awesome Resources website. So ORESOME, so Awesome Resources. So if you go along there and check that out, there are actually a suite of careers videos. You can hear or you can listen to videos from people just like Matthew, talking about their jobs and how they got to where they are and what their roles involve. So if you are considering a career in the resources sector, or you just want to have a look at, what types of people are employed in the resources sector, then that's an excellent place to go and have a look. So Matthew, unless you had anything else to say, any parting words of wisdom?
Oh, geez, I don't know. Yeah, maybe just think for your future. If you are considering an apprenticeship, it's for a future employer. It's like it's a mark of quality. If they see you have shown initiative and actually got a certificate, if you wish to work for a specific company in the future, it's always highly regarded. You've done the hard work doing an apprenticeship. Then you'll see later down the track the rewards of actually completing your apprenticeship and merging into the I'm in the mining sector, for instance. You could do an apprenticeship as a chef or whatever it may be, but you definitely see the rewards as you get older. And it's worthwhile, and it's a very stable career path, and it's highly regarded. And there's always lots of work in the mining industry. I've never been out of work since I've been in the industry, having that trade, fitter and turner. So, yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us this morning and to sort of impart the knowledge that you have. I'm sure that it's given everyone at AIR something to think about. And obviously, if anyone at Airstate High School has any questions that they think of later on in the day or in a few weeks, just talk to Scalia and he can send me an email and I can pass those questions on to Matthew, or I can do my best to answer them myself as well. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and hopefully QMEA will be able to come and have face-to-face engagements with you by the end of this term. So it'd be great to see some of you actually in the flesh. So take care and look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks, Phil. Thanks, Jen. Thanks, students.
Thanks.
All the best.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah.
Cheers. Talk to you later.
Hey, Matt,
Hey, yeah.
just before you go,
Yeah.
comments on report cards from teachers.
Yeah.
How relevant is that when they're applying for apprenticeship? Sometimes I often say to the kids, when I've just come from the teaching, sector, and I often say, like, for the kids, obviously they need to pass a subject, but I always think that comments from teachers are also important. Do you think that when you're looking for looking at apprentices, are they relevant? Do
Well,
they?
it's yes and no. Like for myself, I'd probably, depending on the student, I probably wouldn't consider it as being too much of